Well, today we continue to celebrate the life and the career of Yogi Berra, who passed away last night at the age of 90. Here are some of the ranks for Yogi all-time among catchers. At the time of his retirement, 358 home runs, knocked in better than 14 runs, and well, the numbers are as impressive as the man that Yogi was. And we're pleased to be joined by Al Kaline. Number 6 is in the booth with us right now. And Al, thanks very much. I know it's kind of sad for you because you played against Yogi. You knew him very well. You hooked up with him in Cooperstown every year at the Hall of Fame ceremony. And just your thoughts on his career.
Well, you're going to miss one of the great characters of all time. Not only was he a character, but he was a great human being and an outstanding player. I loved Yogi as anybody that have ever met him or been associated with him. He's one of the great guys to be around, and I just enjoyed. I got to know him really well in Cooperstown. My wife and I would always get there a day early, and Carmen and Yogi would always be there a day early. So we had a chance to spend some time and got to know him. And he always called me Alvin. Hey, Alvin, how you doing? And he'll never let me forget the one time in New York. He was playing left field. I hit a ball over the bag in the 9th inning, going for 2. He hit that the railing. He fielded it and threw me out at second base. And every time I met him after that, hey, Alvin, remember when I threw you out at second base? So, but he was great. I loved him.
Yeah, he seemed to have a real good memory of things that happened in the past. And you guys hooked up in, was it the 56 All-Star game? And you hit behind him, did you?
I don't remember that far back, but I remember playing in it in 55 and 56. So, but, you know, I never got to know, back in those days, players weren't as friendly as they are right now.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. I mean, but then later you go on into the Hall of Fame and you get to meet a guy like that. But it has changed quite a bit, hasn't it?
It is. It's a much more friendly game than it is before. We used to get fined if we went over and shook somebody's hand on the opposing team. Now they go give them a hug and a kiss and go to dinner with them. So I don't understand it, but hey, the game's great.
You accept it, though, right?
Oh, I have to. I can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
Al, do you think because of the personality of Yogi and all the Yogi-isms that people really don't appreciate the type of player he was? They see him more as a character of the game as opposed to a guy that's won 10 championships and was 3-time MVP?
Yeah, I think that's absolutely right. And those things, those Yogi-isms came right off the top of his head. It wasn't anything planned. But he was a very smart guy. You get him one-on-one, and I mean, he could talk to you about a lot of different subjects that never came across, and everybody wanted to make him look like somebody that wasn't, well, he wasn't really well educated, but he was very street smart.
Now, Yogi was around a lot in a lot of the Yankee events. I know he went to spring training. He was around the ballpark at many of the events, and you've kind of taken on that role here with the Tigers. I mean, I see you here every day. You just love the game. You come in here, got your office, and so you're a little bit like Yogi, huh?
Well, I am as far as loving the game of baseball. Certainly not as good as Yogi Berra as a player, but I enjoy the game. It's something. Hey, let's face it. I'm almost a high school dropout, but I did get through it. The only thing I ever wanted to do was play baseball and be in baseball, and I don't apologize for the fact that it's the only thing I know. And I enjoy it. I love the game. I see the beauty of it. I see good things. I see bad things, but I really enjoy being here.
Jose Abreu, the batter here. We're chatting with Al Kaline about Yogi Berra, and I just want to kind of finish up on Yogi with this. He was 5 feet 7 inches tall, Al, and if anyone personified the fact that you can be any size or shape and be a good player in this game, maybe it was Yogi.
Yeah, well, Yogi was small, I mean, as far as being short, but he was also very stocky.
Yeah.
And he was probably 185 pounds, 190 pounds. I'm not really sure of that, but I got very upset about 10 years ago when Yogi came into the locker room down in Florida, and I heard a couple of the players saying, "Oh, look at him! How could he be a Hall of Famer?" And I get mad at that because he was probably 75 years old at the time, but of course they didn't see him when he was 175, 185 pounds.
Well, how about the 1955 MVP race? And you and Yogi, man, you were right down to the wire there. He nipped you, but the numbers, you could make an argument, Al, that your numbers were better.
Yeah, you know, he came up to me the next year and said, Al, you know, you should have won the most valuable player, but you're so young, you're going to win a lot of them. And I never did. I finished second to the Triple Crown winner next year, Mickey Mantle. But, you know, Yogi played on 10 world championships. He had 10 rings. And you know, I don't see anything wrong with a catcher leading a team to the world championship. And certainly he was a leader of that ball club.
You didn't probably see that you had the WAR on him there, 8.2 WAR. Now, are you into the new metrics at all?
No, I'm not.
You think Yogi would understand any of those at all?
No.
It didn't mean anything to you guys. You guys just knew what you knew, didn't you?
Yeah, we just studied the game and we listened to every other player. I remember being on trains when I was 18 years old and listening to the players. We sit there and I just keep my mouth shut and listen to the players. And that's all they talked about, the pitcher they just faced or the guy they're going to face tomorrow. And I just listen and try to learn as much as I could.
Trains, Al, you guys didn't have the big comfy airplanes and all that stuff we've got today?
Oh, no.
The lobster and steak?
Yeah. Well, we did get a little steak on the club car, but yeah, in fact, I enjoyed it because you know, being a kid from Baltimore, I never got to travel a lot and get on a train. And, of course, the club car was you couldn't sit everybody at once, so the veterans and the stars ate first, so I had to wait my turn. But that was fine, and then you just sit there and listen to the guys talk and talk baseball, and then you get in your compartment, lift the shade up, and look at the country that I've never seen before. Yeah. It was great. I enjoyed it.
It took you a little longer.
Took us a lot longer. I remember going from Philadelphia to St. Louis the next day and got off the train and went right to the ballpark.
Did you guys carry your bags in those days?
Absolutely. We had rollers on them, though, so we could roll them.
3-2 on Trace Thompson here with 2 outs, and he'll foul off another. We're chatting with Al Kaline about Yogi Berra and his relationship with Yogi and what Yogi meant to the game, and certainly Al meant a lot to the game as well. And it's just great to see you around the ballpark, Al. I know you love this game so much, but the one thing I admire about you is your ability or willingness to give advice to the young players if they want it.
Well, I'm in the clubhouse every day, and well, first I'm in spring training every day, and I'm not the type of guy that would say do this, do it like the old timers did. I don't believe in that, but I always make a point and tell them, hey, look, I'm here. Anything you want to ask me, whether it's about baseball or when you come to Detroit, you know, I don't know a lot of people here in town. If I can help you back here in town, fine. Particularly with the outfielders, because I spend a lot of time with them, and I try to help them, and if they want my advice, I will give it to them. But I'll never go to somebody and say you got to do it this way. I mean, that's just not my way.
The 3-2 again is ball 4. That'll give the White Sox a 2-out runner.
No, I know I was enrolled in K-Line 101 in 1978, 79, and I got through that. You did enjoy it then, and of course, you know, more than you know, they all appreciate that. What is the one fundamental thing that you would say is similar to when, you know, you played in the game today that really hasn't changed that much about, say, outfield play?
Well, the only thing that has changed is that they don't take as much outfield practice as we used to. We used to take infield practice every day when I was playing. And then what now they would do their throwing on the side, but the game is altogether different. You have to try to practice, in my opinion, game condition.
Here's a high drive into right field. That's going to go way back to the track and to the wall, and it's going to carry out and gone. That is a 2-run shot for Melky Cabrera here with 2 outs to get the White Sox on the board. Go ahead, Al. You can finish your thought.
Yeah, that's the one thing that I think they should practice more. Game condition type of practice. You know, they throw on the side and they throw long distance, fine, but they take their time. You know, but then all of a sudden in the game, when you have to charge the ball, you have to move your feet really fast, make the turn, and then make accurate throws. They're just not used to doing that.
The home run by Cabrera, his 12th of the season, to cut the lead now to 6-2 in favor of the Tigers. And Garcia looks at ball 1.
I think the other thing I see is that they're overcoached. I think every player today wants to be told what to do instead of knowing what to do. Batting practice, pitching, it's all fundamental type things, and they go down and look at video after they strike out and see what they did. I mean, we never had video. We would just talk to former players and say, did you ever face this guy in the minor leagues? What's he throw? How's the ball move? And that was our information. And now they go look at video all the time, and they have to be pretty much told what to do when we were expected to know what to do.
You didn't have a batting cage either, did you?
No batting cages, no batting practice pitchers. You threw. I know when I was 18 years old, the way that the players started liking me was I got to Briggs Stadium at that time early, and I threw batting practice to them because I knew I wasn't going to play, and I had a lot of energy.
It was good for your arm.
Here's a 2-1 to Garcia, and it's outside 3-1. I want to ask about the shifts, Al. How would you have attacked these shifts that we're seeing now every day on players?
Well, I certainly would make them respect the fact that I could hit the ball the other way.
Right.
And I notice in batting practice, they all practice hitting the ball the opposite way. And then once the game starts, they all go back to trying to pull the ball. I think they're all afraid that they're going to get pitched inside, and they're not going to be able to. Where I always thought it was easier to hit the ball the opposite way on a ball inside. Sort of like Cabrera does so much when he hits the ball so much the other way. He keeps his hands inside and takes the ball the other way. But and I really get a little upset when you have a guy hitting maybe 220, 230, or even lower than that, not even attempting to do it.
That is line into shallow left field, going to be caught on the run by Rajai Davis. Al, always a pleasure. Don't be a stranger. Thanks for coming up today. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Gibby. Thank you, my man.
Kaline.
Always great to see you, my man.
All right, the great Al Kaline sharing some of his thoughts on the passing of Yogi Berra at the age of 90.